Try not to let me allow this section to wreck our marriage. Show, embarrassments, and mysteries. The sovereign of discussion, Marjorie Harvey. Trapped in adoration and disloyalty. From fights in court to mixing families, Harvey's romantic tale is downright thrilling. Prepare to dive profoundly into the universe of family pressure, envy, and control. Is Marjorie genuinely undermining Steve Harvey? Lock in as I disentangle the shining subtleties. How about we first say that you shouldn't feel remorseful for today? We discuss the reports and murmurs that have been shaking the groundwork of one of Hollywood's power couples. Marjorie, the fabulous spouse of TV sensation Steve Harvey, is going through a tempest of monetary tumult and family struggle as she takes steps to unwind their once agreeable mixed family. However, it's not just about monetary troubles. Her exes inform all books concerning her obscure past, which is truly disturbing. Since her entire thing is to conceal her past, that goes to the book. Pundits and perusers alike are poring over the outrageous subtleties, all while Marjorie faces claims of undermining Steve Harvey. These allegations have sent shockwaves through media outlets, discoloring the standing she endeavored to fabricate. I've been going across the web, you know. I'm Laura's father. We should travel back to Marjorie's most memorable marriage at the youthful age of 18. She went completely gaga over Jim, a man 14 years her senior. Be that as it may, here's where things get convoluted. Jim was at that point wedded, a reality Marjorie found solely after their energetic relationship had bloomed. Undaunted by the debate, their relationship kept going, prompting a long-term sentiment and resulting marriage, despite the fact that they confronted highs and lows. Nobody expected Jim's abrupt conviction to perpetually and completely change them. What occurred next is straight out of a film script. Jim got trapped in crimes, including an endeavor to purchase 40K gel of cocaine. In a stunning turn, he embroiled Marjorie. After going to the DA and working out an agreement, the FBI and DE started examining Marjorie's association with her better half's illegal activities. Jim broadly definite his time in jail, saying 27 years in jail, you are getting 28. Truly? In the event that you assume you included the year I did in the state when I was truly coming up in the game, the last wind in this genuine show is out and out realistic. Jim was condemned to life, but he just served 26 years because of an exoneration from, in all honesty, President Barack Obama. Envision that. An official exculpation after such a tornado of occasions. The tale of Marjorie's existence, with its enthusiastic relationships and stunning disloyalty, peruses like a captivating book. What's more, she just went off on me since she had caught wind of the book. Furthermore, how about we continue on toward one more person in our story, to be specific, Steve Harvey. His chaotic ride of an adoration life started with his union with Marcia in 1980 and the introduction of twin young ladies, Carly and Brandy. Around then, Steve was hustling as a protection sales rep, a long way from the spotlight. However, in the wake of tasting the progress of stand-up satire and winning a 51 Est Spot Prize, he expressed farewell to his work and took a risk on parody. Sadly, his relationship with Marcia was rough, and the couple separated in 1994. Then, at that point, came the show with Steve's subsequent spouse, Mary Shackelford. Their marriage began with murmurs of Steve seeing Mary while still wedded to Marcia, and it was only rough streets. From that point on, Mary's doubts developed after hearing gossipy tidbits about Steve's traitorousness, driving her to blame him for cheating and, surprisingly, physical and mental maltreatment. The choppiness finished with a separation and left Steve in a monetarily testing spot with an emphasis exclusively on his sprouting parody vocation. No joke. The very first word I shared with her was, I don't have any idea what your identity is. However, I will wed you one day. In the midst of this, Steve and Marjorie's ways crossed at a Memphis bar in 1990, where flashes flew. Yet their sentiment was brief, notwithstanding a momentary association. They split up after half a month, leaving Marjorie to think back. I realized he was the one not long after I began dating him, however. At that point, he had recently left, vanished. Steve had his reasons, making sense of the fact that before a man can be useful to a lady, he must know what his identity is, what he does, and the amount he will make. They reconnected in 2005, and while the timing was right, as Steve was in a good place again and a subsequent marriage had as of late finished, their 2007 marriage transformed them into the charming 2 or 3 we know today. I met her at 8,687 when the melody emerged. Then God gave her back to me in 2005. Be that as it may, while Steve was going through his relationship strife, Marjorie was managing her own emotional love life. After all the disarray with Jim Townsend, she engaged with Jim's cousin, Darnell Woods, bringing about a little girl named Lori. It was like a sensation that this had happened before once more, as Darnell was additionally engaged in drug management and wound up in a correctional facility. Marjorie's separation was finished in 2001, denoting one more section in her confounded history of connections. Be that as it may, presently we get to the subject of the present story. In the captivating halls of Hollywood, tattle is the money, and the most recent buzz on the block revolves around Marjorie Harvey's supposed dalliance with Steve's confided in guardian, William. A major blast, Freeman. You may be considering, why is this so shameful? Indeed, a huge blast isn't your common Hollywood hunk. Plunge somewhat more deeply into his past, and you'll find a set of experiences damaged by his days as a famous pimp, not avoiding conceding that he once manhandled ladies. Incredibly, Freeman's own site bio spills these insider facts, expressing how he involved ladies as a way to take care of his self-image and power desires during his more obscure days. Today, he's repackaged himself as a commended speaker and superstar protector, bragging about offering both prominent and subtle insurance to the who's who of Tinseltown. Hang on close, dear watchers, in light of the fact that the situation starts to get interesting. Marjorie's supposed relationship with Steve's guardian, William Enormous Blast Freeman, probably won't have been a recent passing indulgence. Sources have sorted out a timetable that raises something other than eyebrows. Way back in 2002, while Steve was as yet hitched to his subsequent spouse, Marjorie, purportedly began her transitory issue with him. In any case, that wasn't the main thing she was keeping hidden. Around the same time, murmurs started to arise about Marjorie's concurrent snare with Freeman. As a matter of fact, a few insiders guarantee that Steve himself once strolled in on Marjorie and Freeman at an inn in Las Vegas in late 2002, but decided not to see them. The evidence. Lodging records and a progression of instant messages tracked down their direction under the control of a decidedly insightful columnist. Those messages, loaded up with cryptic trades, added more fuel to the blazing claims. You are the award that is supportive of now, people. You rock for spending time with me today. On the off chance that you had a great time as I went, go ahead and crush that like button. What's more, on the off chance that you haven't proactively hit buy-in, you won't pass up all the succulent tattle I have arranged for you. Until sometime later, keep those remarks coming and remain wonderful.